Hey, what's up, everybody? Today, we're going to talk about lease agreements, all right? This is a guide for our Fall River landlords. So, what is a lease, right? It's a rental agreement which has an expiration date, okay? It's for a set amount of time and it expires on a certain date, and then it could either automatically renew or it could not. The other type of rental agreement we have is a tenancy at will, kind of known as a month to month. So that means it's just an indefinite period of time. You know, these are the terms, pretty much the same information as a lease, just without that expiration date. There's some advantages to going tenant at will. If you think you may want the unit back sooner, it gives you a little more flexibility as a landlord. If you want to increase the rent, it's better for the tenant. They can leave, when they want. But it's all one rental period notice. Now, kind of a misconception or a misunderstood thing out there is the lease. If somebody breaks the lease, what happens? If the tenant wants to leave early, there's 6 months left on the lease. Do they owe the landlord the money? No. So the way it is in Mass is the tenant owes the amount of money that would cover the time that it takes the landlord to re-rent the unit. Again, so it's all how much do you want to spend to collect and be right kind of deal. So that's where a good property manager comes in and negotiates these things and tries to, create a solution that works for both people. When you're doing your leases, you have to be careful, right? So don't go on LegalZoom, or like these ones they have on Bigger Pockets that are just generic, written by internet jailhouse lawyers. All right, make sure you get a quality lease that meets all the requirements that Massachusetts wants. We have a great one that our attorneys wrote that we use for all our clients. It's been battle tested in court. It's a good lease, okay? Another thing to worry about in your lease, we've talked about what the tenant can pay up front, right? What's allowed in Mass. That's in one of our other videos. And last month's rent versus security deposit. That's very key. Make sure you understand the differences. One has 3 times the liability. The other one doesn't, okay? Both of them, the money belongs to the tenant. You're holding it on their behalf, and there's some rules that go along with that. In your lease, be specific about what's allowed, right? Pets, parking, trash, who pays for what utilities, what appliances are included. All that stuff is important. And make sure, finally, you have the correct disclosures are signed with your lease, okay? So lead paint is a big one. Make sure that lead paint disclosures in there and make sure you follow the lead paint laws. They're very specific, and it's for the safety of the tenant. All right, guys, so if you have questions about a lease, if you're wondering, if your lease is good enough, you want to run it by us, kind of, we'll mastermind it. Let's connect. All my info is below. I look forward to speaking with you. Thanks.